Did your little storm knock out the power? Well, excuse me for not noticing.
Hate to disappoint you, Old Man Winter. Better luck next time.
If the power goes out, your Generac standby generator goes on, automatically.
Down trees? Flash floods? Is that all you've got?
Stand up to the threat of outages with Generac and never feel powerless.
You're watching All Pro Broadcasting with
Freedom Train.
It was more than impressive, I have to say. I mean, the track is identical to the real track. I was blown away how realistic it is. Every little bump, every little spray paint, everything is exactly like you were there at the track. It was a great experience. This is a warm-up lap now. Tires to get warmed up. The engine. Breathe a little bit here when you go through that little bump there. And then it's flat pretty much all the way through here, just about. Hard braking. This is the slowest part of the track. And I've done, I did many races in Formula 3, Formula 2, and then I did the very last race they did there in Group C in 1983 in the 956 Porsche. That's when Beloff got the lap record at the 6:11. I think I was second on the grid with the 6:14 or something, which was, I mean, those cars were awesome around there, of course, like any car is, that speed. And this is the corner of all corners here, the Schwerenkreuz. Flat all the way into it. Trail brake all the way into the apex here, and then hard at it again to get good speed down the hill here. Mega fast down this hill here. Just jump from one apex to the next. Gotta be super precise here. I mean, it's almost exactly like the real thing. So I mean, it is certainly realistic enough to get past the very, a lot of the initial hurdles you have when you try to learn to drive a race car. So I mean, I think it's an excellent tool to learn how to race, for sure, or learn to drive a car on a racetrack.
Can you so proudly we hailed, and the twilight lies gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land unafraid, and the home of the brave. Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight to invade the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save this land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land unafraid, in the
Okay. And we're about to go live.
Welcome, race fans, to the Domino's TYJ Racing Dented Fender Truck Race here in Pensacola, Florida. We're at the home of the Snowball Derby. We're at Five Flags Speedway. We're live on All Pro Broadcasting. Welcoming me, not in the booth tonight, but in his truck, is Curtis Young. How you doing tonight, Curtis?
Pretty good, Robert. Just getting ready to head out here for qualifying.
Yes, sir. Good luck, and I'll go for some other stuff and bring you back up in about 2 minutes. Yes, we have got Curtis behind the wheel tonight. He is our 2016 reigning Dented Fender Series truck champion. He has given up his right to race in the trucks this year to be in the broadcast booth to help me out. This is the Zach Duba family GoFundMe 150, like I said, from Five Flags Speedway. We're going to have 9 more of these for fun, non-point races. They are open to any and all Domino's TYJ Racing Series drivers. We're going to have a fun race tonight. We got guys from the Top Shelf Series, the Dented Fender Truck Series, of course, the Xfinity Series. Might even have one guy in here from the Dirt Series who knows how to drive on asphalt. So this is going to be really interesting to see how this goes. Again, we are live on All Pro Broadcast. We want to make sure all you fans that are very important to us, make sure you click the subscribe button. And also click so you can get notifications every time we race, which are Wednesday nights, Thursday nights, and Sunday nights at 8:50 p.m. Eastern. We want to make sure that you get the reminder so that you never miss an opportunity to win a large free pizza, which we'll go over how that works in just a minute. These trucks are going to be running very, very tight on this half-mile asphalt paved oval. Like I said, Five Flags Speedway was built in 1953. It's in Pensacola, Florida. It is the home of the famous Snowball Derby. Of course, tonight it's the Zach Duba GoFundMe 150 here. And we've got lots of trucks on the track getting their qualifying laps in. Looks like the very fastest we got so far is Shane Parrish with a 15.842. And we've got our good friend Curtis Young laid down a really, really fast lap, 15.930. Curtis, if you are done qualifying, we ask you to give us a lap around the truck if we can follow Curtis inside his truck. Tell us how to put down a fast lap here at Five Flags. What you got to do to make it fast?
Basically, as you come onto the front stretch, you brake almost immediately after you pass that start-finish line, and you want to get right down to that white line in the middle of 1 and 2, and then keep it down there as much as you can, get on the throttle hard, and then basically right past that Five Flags sign on the back stretch, you're going to want to brake hard a couple truck lengths past that, and there is a bump in the middle of 3 and 4, so you can't drive it too hard in there or you'll that'll upset the truck. And then right around the pit entrance cone is when you'll be back full throttle, and as the tires wear, that throttle zone will get shorter and shorter.
Thank you, Curtis. I tell you what, I was on the track earlier this evening in final practice with these guys, and these trucks are a handful. You are carrying some serious speed into these corners, and obviously I'm not in the field tonight racing, and so I can't tell you what Curtis just told you. Obviously he knows exactly how to do a fast lap, but these guys are going to have their hands full, and he did not mention after 10 or 15 laps these trucks do tend to get a little bit free off the corner. And sometimes that will send these trucks right head on into the inside wall. Hopefully we have a lot of green flag racing, but we may have some cautions tonight, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. There's a lot of your regular 2017 Dented Fender truck drivers in here. Points leader Gerald Campbell's in here, Chad Payne and Giovanni Bromanti, Mark Jackson. All those guys run the trucks every week here. This is an off week, and now we see guys like David Washington. I don't think Shane Parrish races the trucks, but he's here tonight. Tyler Roberts, he's back here for one night to support his buddy Zach Duba for this race, and a couple other guys. Mike Donahue, he was with us all last season. He's back for this special event, so good to see some of these familiar faces, but not regulars this year back here, out ready to race.
Yes, it's going to be pretty exciting.
He's he's been racing when he can this year, but good to see he made it out to the special event, and I'm glad I'm able to take part in it. Hopefully I can, like I said, it's going to be hard to beat David and Shane and some of these other guys that are in here, but we'll see what we can do. Try and show them why we're the 2016 champion anyway.
Yes, sir, Curtis. We wish you a lot of luck. And we'll let you get your Hans device tight, which it should already be. Your seatbelts tightened down as tight as you can get them, Curtis. We hope you have a very successful run, and we will talk to you a little bit later if we get a chance under caution. I do want to go over the starting grid tonight. We're not going over our point standings because this is a no points race tonight, fans. But we do have starting tonight in first position the 81 of Shane Parrish. Starting second, we have the 98 of Dave Washington. Third position, we do have Curtis Young, just heard from him in the 94. Go Fast Energy Drink, Dive Bomb Motorsport Silverado. Fourth position, we have Gary Sexton. Mark Jackson will be starting in fifth position. Vernon Margam in the 33 will be starting sixth. Kevin Fetty, he will be starting in seventh position. He is in that Second Amendment machine. Judd Danielson will be starting eighth in the Dominus 2IJ racing truck. We have William Roberts Jr. starting ninth in number 12. Gio Bramante, young gentleman in our racing league who does a lot of real world racing, will be starting 10th in the 89. We've got Mike Donahue, good to see him back. He'll be starting 11th in the 700. We got some other guys in here, just a second. If you guys did not take a qualifying time, and these are going to go by real quick here, so I'll go over the rest of the guys. We've got Ralph Vandervorst starting 12th, Blake Griffith starting 13th, Chad Payne 14th, Andrew Kessler 15th, Tyler Roberts 16th, Tim Ringer 17th, James Ross III is moving to the end of the line. He's having some technical issues. Danny Rudy, we'll talk about him later, starting 19th. William Davis did not take a time, 20th. And the rest of these drivers did not take a time. So we're getting ready for the start here. Everybody is getting ready. They're following that Mustang GT pace car.
Shane Parrish has taken the outside lane on this restart, so I thought I was going to be behind the control car, but I'm not, and we'll see how this restart goes.
Yes, sir. Chime in anytime. And fans, will give you all the details on the free pizza giveaway in just a few minutes. We're going to get this race started. Pace car is in, and the 81 gets a great launch for the start of this race. He's going to lead them down to the start finish. We got Dave Washington, Curtis Young third. Gary Sexton is kind of stuck on that outside, but I believe as this race goes on, the outside groove is where you're going to be. Matter of fact, if you're on the inside groove with somebody on the outside, you're going to have to be very, very careful to give them plenty of room. We're going to see a lot of tight racing all night long in this race tonight. Looks like behind Gary Sexton, we've got Vernon Margam in the 33. He has got a mirror full of Mark Jackson, that number 3. That would be over the top paint Chevy Silverado. Right behind him we have Judd Danielson, the 85. He's in 7th position. Kevin Fetty is making his way forward. He's on the low side here. He's in that number 16 truck. He is trying to get clear of the 66 of Ralph Vandervorst. Like I said, on that outside line at the beginning of the race is a tough place, but Ralph is hanging tough in that number 66. Kevin Fetty is trying everything he can. He's going to stay off of him, of course, and fall back up into the upper groove, which already, fans, 4 laps into this race is going to be the preferred groove around this track, especially once you've come off the corner, going down those very, very, very short front and back stretch. We got William Roberts Jr., like I said, he's in 9th. Kevin Fetty has fallen back to 10th, probably a smart move. He's going to save some of his equipment here. We got Chad Payne in that Office HQ Chevy Silverado. He is in 11th position now. We have Mike Donahue, good friend. Happy to see him back in one of our races into that number 700 Bud Light Lime machine. He's having a great run so far. Tyler Roberts, another veteran that we haven't seen in one of our races in quite a while. He is here actually representing the Zach Duba family. He's in that famous number 24 Zach Duba paint scheme that Zach used to run all the time last year in our series. We'll give you more information about the Zach Duba GoFundMe here shortly. Tyler is running in 13th. Happy to have him here representing the Zach Duba family. Behind him we have Blake Griffin in the number 2. He's a newcomer to our series, and he's having a great run in 14th. And we have William Davis, who had a lot of fast practice times earlier. He's back in 15th. These Drivers are definitely taking it easy. And back up front, it looks like Dave Washington has gotten around the 81 of Shane Parrish. So let's move Dave Washington, that number 98. And yes, fans, he is driving the Duba family GoFundMe Toyota Tundra. He is part of the Aegis racing team, and it's great for him and a couple other drivers on his team to have the Duba family GoFundMe 150 on their trucks. The other drivers would be James Ross. He's in that 51. And also, I'm pretty sure Andy Kessler has got the Duba family GoFundMe 150 on the back of his truck as well. And it looks like already Dave Washington is getting in some lap traffic. He just passed Danny Rudy, who's in that Dan's Top Notch Heating and Cooling Chevy Silverado on 25th. And behind David as he's passing, looks like Ivan Garcia in that number 72. We have got Shane Parrish holding tough in the second position. Curtis Young is holding tough in third. Gary Sexton in fourth. And while we got just a minute on the green flag, I did want to mention a couple of things about the main reason we're racing tonight and our sponsor. I'm also going to let Tyler Roberts give us some more information under a caution. But Zach Duba is a very, very great young man. Recently married last year with a young child. From what I understand, he had an immediate, serious, critical heart condition. I think at the age of 35. He was flown to the hospital, and he's being treated. He's going to have numerous surgeries. We do have a caution out.
Yeah, caution's out. That was a pretty good run. Zach Duba is 25 years old there, Robert. But,
thank you, sir. Yeah, we're getting this replay pulled up for you, fans. We're also going to go over the free Domino's Pizza information in just a minute.
Everybody's coming down pit lane.
Yeah, Curtis, you want to tell us what you're doing on pit road? That'd be great. If you got time.
A lot of these guys, I think maybe some people are going to be taking 2 tires. I'm not sure. A lot of guys are going to have to. You can't really, if you're towards the back of the pack, you can't take 4 tires or else basically you'll get a lap down. So anybody from 10th on back is kind of forced to take 2 tires. That might change the lead up a little bit here.
Yeah, on that,
it looks like everybody's taking 4.
Yeah, real quick on that replay, it does look like the 33 of Vernon Margam got into the back of the 72 of Ivan Garcia. Ivan checked up a little bit more, I think, than Vernon was expecting. A little bit of contact, spun him right around. So that's good for that to be.
It looks like Tim Rangers did stay out here. Not sure if he's just leading a lap for fun or if he's going to stay out. I think he is going to stay out.
Yes, sir. It does look like a lot of these trucks did come in, and they did get some work done on their trucks. That was a good opening stint. And we are going to, like I said, have Tyler Roberts give us an update on the Zach Duba condition. Again, fans, you can donate if you go to the GoFundMe. It's Zach Duba GoFundMe. If you're not familiar with GoFundMe, it's a great organization where friends, family, and strangers who have a big heart can go and make a donation to help out people in need. I've helped a lot of different people through the GoFundMe campaign. I can't say anything but great things about GoFundMe, so fans, make sure you got an extra $5, an extra $1 will even help. Go to the GoFundMe, the Zach Duba GoFundMe page, and we'd appreciate it.
This could be an interesting restart because, yeah, Tim Rangers has 15 lap older tires than everybody else. I think it was around lap 13 or 14 when we had that caution. But, yeah, he's got new tires on the inside. Me and Dave are on the outside. See if Shane gets stuck behind him or if Dave can even get by on the outside here.
Yes, sir, Curtis, thank you for that update. Good luck here. As the pace car goes in, we're waiting on the green flag, and Tim Rangers does control the field. He gets a great launch, and Dave Washington is on to his outside as they dive into turn 1. It looks like Dave Washington will get a truck fender around him. Shane Parrish is going to try to make a move on the inside, but Shane's going to try to be patient here. Curtis makes a move around the outside of the 70 truck. Some clean passes here. Good to see that. Shane Parrish is going to be patient here and try to pass him as they start cross the start-finish line. Excuse me. We got Gary 6 in that 17 also behind here. We've got the 3. Yeah, we got the 3 also. He's on the inside, almost that inside retaining wall, but not quite of Mark Jackson. He's going to try to find a way around the 70 as soon as he can. Back up front, it looks like Dave Washington is controlling the field now. He's got about a 3-4 truck length advantage over Curtis Young. While we do have a chance, fans, do want to mention we do have a free Domino's pizza giveaway. We do this every Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday evening. This is how it works, fans. All you have to do is be the first fan to pick the winner of this race before halfway. The halfway point of this race will be lap 75. You can text me personally, 919-883-7497. Or if you're watching on your device, you can also pick your person in the live chat there. We follow both of those. And as soon as we get to halfway, by the end of the race, we'll let the winner know. You get a free large 3-topping Domino's pizza from any local Domino's store in the United States of America. Carry out only. We've given away about 23, 24 of these over the course of the last few months. We love doing it. Make sure you get your picks in before lap 75. So it looks like David Washington is still leading the race. Curtis Young is trying to catch him, making just a little headway there. Shane Parrish is running in third. Mark Jackson is in fourth here. Gary Sexton's making some headway on Mark Jackson. We got William Roberts Jr. He's in that number 12 machine. That would be the Monster Energy Toyota Tundra of William Roberts. He's running in 6th.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
Looks like we have another caution. We'll get that pulled up in just a minute.
70. The 70 is around.
Yeah, it looks like the 70 coming off the corner here. Right across the start-finish line. He just gets a little bit of contact with the 700. 70 came down a tad. The 700 is right there. Just not enough racing room. These tracks there's not a lot of room. And you're running so close quarters here. Any kind of contact at all in the corner will definitely send you spinning. But that will give all these drivers another chance to come down pit road and get 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles. They're not going to need a lot of fuel in this race to get to the end. And we are going to take this time, since we just go over that replay real quick, to speak with our good friend here, Tyler Roberts. This is Robert McFarland in the broadcast booth. I want to give you a minute or two, if you've got a second, to let us know about Zach Duba, his condition, how he's doing, and how fans can go to help.
Hey, how you doing? I just got off pit road, so let me collect my thoughts real quick.
All right.
Yeah, Zach, I think it was almost 2 weeks ago, and I don't want to go into too much detail just out of respect for him and his family, but he had a stroke 2 Fridays ago, and he is home. He will have to do some therapy though, but all things considered, I think he's doing pretty well considering what could have happened, but we're real thankful to have him home, and I know his family is, and Zach's a really good friend of mine, and just really thankful. They have a GoFundMe page. You can find it on my Facebook page on Facebook. I think I shared the link, but I'll share it again after the race tonight. So I appreciate, and I know the family appreciates all the help they can get, and prayers and thoughts.
Yes, sir. I understand Zach is married with one child.
Yes, he has a stepdaughter named Annabelle that he loves very much.
And how old is Annabelle?
At the risk of getting it wrong, I think she's 4, soon to be 5, maybe, around there somewhere.
All right, thanks, Tyler. We're getting ready to go back green. Good luck tonight in the race, and we'll definitely talk more about the way fans can help.
Yep, thanks.
Yes, sir. Thank you. It looks like we've got Dave Washington and Curtis Young starting 1-2, and we do have the restart, green flag. The pace car comes in. These drivers are jockeying for position here. A brand new restart with new tires is the best chance to get advantage over other vehicles that you're racing around. That's exactly what Curtis Young is trying to do here behind the 98. I know Curtis, he's a smart racer. He's doing two different things here. He's trying to race his fastest laps to catch the 98, but Curtis is also watching the 98 of Dave Washington, trying to learn what he can learn about the line Dave is using to get around this track so fast. He just went around at a 16.363. It's a little bit slower than qualifying, but Curtis knows how to adapt his driving line, and I think Curtis is making a little bit of headway. Both these drivers got to be very careful not to spin themselves out, driving hard for the lead, and that's going to keep Shane Parrish here in the 81 in third position. Shane is driving that Serve Pro Toyota Tundra, the number 81. Looks like Shane started on the pole. He's back to third here. He's probably just taking care of his equipment. I know Shane, and that's probably what he's doing. Fourth position, we have Gary Sexton in that HexCam.net, number 17. Both of those drivers, Shane and Gary, are part of the Cross Continent Racing team. William Roberts Jr., that number 12, is running fifth. He's driving that TMS Toyota Tundra. Great looking paint scheme on his. Mark Jackson, the over-the-top paints and design, Southeast Motorsports. The Grave Digger across his windshield in the number 3 is running in sixth. Another newer driver, Ralph Vondervorst, he's driving that Trend Chevy Silverado. Line Workers program across his windshield. Great looking number 66 truck done for him. He's up to 7th. We have Kevin Fetty in that 16. He's in the Second Amendment Silverado. Blake Griffin, he's in that Align remote control Silverado number 2. His teammate is driving the identical truck. I'm hoping not to get them confused later in the race. Werner Margam is in that 33. GTR Simulators Toyota Tundra. He's up to 10th. Will Davis is in that Georgia sponsored Chevrolet Silverado, the number 11. He's in 11th position. And Andrew Kessler, he's driving that Chef Andy's Lobster Rolls Toyota Tundra. He's up to, looks like, 12th position. We talked to Tyler Roberts earlier. He's in that Exalta number 24 in honor of Zach Duba. And we got to spin off the back front stretch. I was just going to talk to the driver there, talk about the driver. That's our good friend Judd Danielson, the Domino's TYJ Racing Domino's Pizza Chevy Silverado. We'll take a second. Go ahead.
Get quite a bit of damage here and still be all right. So hopefully Judd's okay.
Yes, I'm looking right through the windshield in my view of this replay. And this happens after about 10-15 laps on these trucks. Judd Danielson, that number 85 Chevy Silverado. The back end just tends to kick out. These trucks are pumping out about 600 horsepower. And the gearing they have in these on these short tracks really gives them a launch up off the corner. And once these tires get a little bit of wear on them, Curtis and fans, the back end can step around. And if you're not expecting it, or if you don't have the quickest reaction time in iRacing, you will not be able to control it. It's exactly what happened to Judd Danielson. He got spun right around, head on into the inside wall. Looks like he got caught up with the 89 of Giomonte Bramante. And on that note, we're going to take our first commercial break. Again, fans, you are watching the Zach Duba GoFundMe 150 live on Encore Broadcasting. We'll be right back in a minute from Pensacola, Florida, from Five Flags.
Smithley, driver the number 0, JD Motorsports Chevrolet, and you're watching All Pro Broadcasting.
We're back to racing fans. We got the green flag here. Welcome back, race fans, to the Domino's TYJ Racing Dented Fender Truck Series, live on All Pro Broadcasting for the Zach Duba GoFundMe 150 at Five Flag Speedway. We had just gone back to green racing, and we've had another caution real quick. And this looks like what you might want to call the big one. I got a good friend of mine up here in the booth with me. He's already out of the race tonight. James Ross, what did you see?
Well, it looked to me like a little bit of over-aggression. I saw the 12 of William Roberts Jr. get into the 11, William Davis, and turn him around. And unfortunately, a couple others got caught up in the carnage there.
That's exactly what could happen on these short tracks on restarts. Looks like to me we had at least 2, 3, 4 trucks, and the 12 barely touched the 11. William Roberts Jr. barely touched William Davis. It got him spun around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trucks got some damage. About 3 of them with heavy damage. And that's exactly what happens here.
Well, that's short track racing for you, Robert. I mean, you know, tight quarters and not always enough room to do what you want to do, and sometimes all it takes is just that little bit of misjudgment, and we wind up with an incident like we had right there.
Yeah, so the good news is these NASCAR Camper World Series trucks, whether you're driving the Toyota Tundra or the Chevrolet Silverado, these are some pretty tough trucks. A short track like this, you are running speeds upwards of, what would you say, James, 100 miles an hour on the straights and down to like 60 or 70 in the corners?
That's just about right. Yeah, we're touching maybe about 110 on corner entry, 115. Some of us, some are getting even a little quicker, down to about 65 in the middle of the corner.
Right, so when you're coming off the corner, you're not at max speed necessarily. A lot of times damage you get, it might not be repairable, but it takes a big hit to knock you out. You can still get on the track and run.
Yep, and speaking of running, we got a couple of trucks taking advantage of the caution flag in here, get some fresh tires, hopefully make their runs up to the front.
Yeah, tell you what, it's going to leave the same people up front leading. Looks like we're going to have Dave Washington restarting here in first with Curtis Young on his outside. Some of the same people up front all night long. We've got Shane Parrish in the 81 Surf Pro truck third. We've got the 3 of Mark Jackson starting fourth. Gary Sexton fifth. Ralph Vandervorst in sixth.
All right, pace car's off, Robert. We're coming to the green flag.
Yes, sir, and Dave gets a great jump. Curtis right behind him as they dive off into turn 1 here.
I see Shane Parrish making a move for third. He's underneath Mark Jackson. He clears him going into 3, and now Gary Sexton's taking a look inside him as well.
Yes, sir. James, in your opinion, is the best place to make a pass here going into the corner or coming off of the corner?
Well, the passes made going in are made coming off the corner before. I mean, the only way to get by someone here, I mean, unless they're really slow, is you gotta get on them, get a run on them, and get underneath them going in the corner. Otherwise, you get stuck up high and just get pushed up out of the lane.
Gotcha. So you're basically setting up your pass almost a lap away.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, these guys, when they get up, when they start running in, and we just had Curtis Young touch the wall on the front stretch. These guys are taking a look and seeing where the guys are weak, where they can get a run, and yellow's out. See if we can't figure out where that is.
Yes, I was just going to pull that replay up.
looks like William Roberts involved again.
Yeah, I was
also
looking a little further back, and I was looking, and looks like the 72 of Ivan Garcia is on the inside here, right past the start-finish line of the 700 of Mike Donahue. I'm going to take an onboard look real quick just to double check.
Oh, yeah, that collected a bunch, yeah. I see the 72, the 700, the 12, the 15. 85 might have gotten a small piece of that, but it looks like Judd Danielson got around it without too much harm.
Yeah, it looks like the 700 of Mike Donahue was taking his line into the corner. 72 was a little bit not in the exact perfect spot there. Really more of a racing deal in my opinion. Unfortunately, it collected a lot of trucks behind here.
Oh, yeah, Jeff T. Martin got a piece of it in the 76. Vernon Markheim in the 33 also got a piece, and Gerald Campbell almost had it cleared and just got clipped in the left rear. Hopefully he can get that thing straightened out, didn't knock the rear axle out too much, and he'll be able to get right back into the fight here.
Yes, sir, James. On that note, I do want to remind all the fans of the free pizza giveaway. It looks like we're on lap 60, so you've got about 15 laps, fans, to get your pick in. If you want to have a chance to win the large free Domino's 3-topping pizza carry-out only, you want to text 919-883-7497. If you're watching in the live chat, you want to make your pick there as well. We do keep track of both. We've given away 22, 23 pizzas here. And we'd love to give another one away to you tonight, so make sure you get your pick in before lap 75. You get about 14, 13 laps to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great program here with Domino's TYJ Racing. A lot of the fans look forward to it. You see them chatting on the broadcast about it, and it's a nice thing to do.
Yes, sir, James. Sounds good. Seems like we're hearing you on both channels there. If you can make an adjustment there. And looks like the lead is still going to be up front between Dave Washington and Curtis Young. I think this is going to be more of a strategy race than anything, James. These guys are the fast guys up front. Is it going to be monkey see, monkey do on the pit strategies? Are they going to stay out front as long as they can?
Right now, with what's been going on, these guys haven't had a long enough run to really hurt the tires too much. You look at guys like Dave Washington, Mark Jackson, Shane Parrish, Curtis Young in front. They're going to try and stay out in front and stay out of the issues here. As we look like the 24 is stopped on track.
Yeah, I think he was having battery issues, maybe trying to switch boxes one or two. As Curtis Young gets right to the back bumper of the 98 Dave Washington, gives him just a little love tap saying, "I'm here. I want to get you around you some way, somehow, whether it's a restart or late in a run." And Dave knows Curtis is there. Dave knows Curtis is hungry to get a win because Curtis didn't get a chance to race many of these races. Curtis and Dave are both excellent, highly talented drivers. This is going to really be a show as this race progresses. Not to mention Shane Parrish, Mark Jackson, some of these other fast guys like Gary Sexton.
Oh, I tell you, it's good to see Curtis back in these trucks, and I like to call it the Purple People Eater, that beautiful purple 94 truck.
Yes, sir. He had a lot of great runs last year. We are unbelievably appreciative of him helping us out in the booth, as we are you, James. I know you had issues tonight with your truck. Not happy your race ended, but I am thankful that you were able and willing to help us up here in the booth for the rest of this race.
Oh, absolutely. It's my pleasure, Robert. Yeah, we'd rather be turning laps, but fortune wasn't with us tonight. We'll see what we can do next week as we have a battle heating up for third here. Mark Jackson getting a runoff towards Shane Parrish as they enter 3.
Yeah, like you were saying, you've got to set these passes up coming off the corner before you go into the next corner to make that pass. And sometimes, James or Jim, I would assume you have to do that or try to do that 2 or 3 different laps in a row and actually maybe hope for the driver in front of you to make a mistake.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if a guy makes a mistake, you got to be there to pounce on it. The opportunities are just too few and far between on these short tracks. But yeah, you're setting it up laps in advance, looking for your chance, and sometimes you go to make that run and it doesn't work out for you. Rear will get a little light on you. You'll actually lose ground.
Yes, exactly. And you just kind of got to gather it back up and get back in a rhythm. I've always also been told, James, that a lot of these short tracks are rhythm tracks. You got to get in a rhythm and keep that rhythm going so you don't make mental mistakes yourself.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you get down, you get into a rhythm, and you get into some lap traffic and kind of interrupt your line and your rhythm. It might take you 3-4 laps to get back into it, and depending on where you catch them, where the guy behind you is, that could end up in a loss of position.
Yes, sir. I want to mention one quick Domino's driver profile. The number 6 of Gerald Campbell. He's in that Veterans of Foreign Wars machine. Gerald Campbell. He is from Sebring, Florida. His team is Aggressive Eagle. Again, his sponsor is Veteran of Foreign Wars. Gerald Campbell's got 15 years of Legends racing in Florida, and he was the 2012 Pro Truck Champion. He looks like he started in 21st position tonight. Has been as high as 9th or 8th, and right now he is running in 10th position in that number 6 tonight.
Yeah, I spent some laps behind him in practice, and he was quick. As I know he got a little piece of that before, but seems to be going all right now. So it doesn't look like he took too much damage. As he just made an attempt going around Chad Payne on the outside, and Chad holds on to the position. But that was an interesting challenge going the other way around this time.
Yes, sir. Sometimes you got to make passes where you can, where you catch them. As right now the leaders are battling with some lap traffic. They are, looks like, putting Andrew Kessler a lap down. They just got around the 72, or they're getting around the 72 of, that would be Ivan.
Yeah, Ivan Garcia there, Robert.
Yes, sir. 72. Ivan Garcia is a couple laps down maybe by now.
Yeah, I think Ivan's just out here logging laps at this point. It looks like he might be down a cylinder or two, so he's just trying to turn laps, get as many points as he can, and hopefully come back the next week even stronger.
Yes, sir. I think the same is the case for the 85 of Judd Danielson. I think he is down a little bit of power from that wreck earlier. It is good to see these guys trying to finish these races off, but it does give the leaders some interesting challenges on getting around them to get their way to the front, maintain their position, and who knows, maybe they'll give somebody an opportunity to make a couple of passes to catch these leaders.
Oh, I'm just taking a look at that now. It looks like our leader, David Washington, caught the left traffic where he wanted. He stretched that lead out to almost 2 seconds now over Curtis Young. But what it seems to have done is tightened up 2nd and 3rd, 4th and 5th, make those even stronger battles.
That is exactly right. And we do have the same basic guys running up front. Like you just said, for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. It looks like Gary Sexton is holding down the 5th position in that Hexcom.net. Number 17. Will Davis is just now. Sorry, he just now making a pass.
I'm having a look in turn 3 and 4 here. It looks like the 15 Andy Kessler is just creeping across the apron, trying to make it back to the pits here. Looks like he will make it to the commitment cones and keep this race green.
Yes, sir. Good for him to actually get it off the track.
Yeah, he's in the pits now. I don't know if he's going to be able to roll all the way to his pit stall or not, but he did keep it off the track, and this way we're able to stay here with some green flag run.
Yeah, we have another slow truck on the track. That would be the 89 of Giovanni Bramante. He's in that David Gilliland Racing Toyota Tundra. He's running in 18th position. He is 16 laps down. He had some heavy impact earlier in the race. He got some damages repaired. He's back on track. And like you said, some of these other slow trucks, he's just trying to get as many laps completed, learn as much as he can, and get the best finish he can for tonight and come back next week with a much better finish, hopefully.
Yeah, that's a shame, too. Gio looked good in practice. Didn't qualify all that well, but looked like he had a good long-run truck and got mixed up in the melee as it happens on these short tracks. But I'm sure he'll come back even stronger next time out.
Yeah, I just noticed we had our two Canadians pass each other. Curtis Young is from Canada. He passed the 700 truck of Mike Donahue. Both of these guys live way up north in Canada, and they're both clean racers. They've raced together for many races. I won't say many years, at least 2 years now.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
And it does look like we have a... Go ahead.
Well, we've got a caution out here. I'm just trying to locate it on track.
Yeah, I see the 11 of Will Davis. He's sideways on the track. I'm going to see exactly what happened to him.
Looks like he was all by himself, Robert. Just got into 3 and touched a little bit of the apron coming off and just lost it right across the start-finish line. Tattooed that inside wall.
Yep, exact same thing that happened earlier in the race with the 85 truck of Judd Danielson. Just got loose coming off the corner. And once the thing kicks loose, you've got to have an unbelievably fast reaction time. I'm not speaking from experience, because my reaction time is really slow in these trucks and cars. But unfortunately, he was not able to save it, so he's on pit road getting some serious repairs done. And James, let us know, are the leaders going to pit this time?
It looks like they did. Just looking out on track, they're actually coming off pit road now. Looks like the 98 of Dave Washington did win the race off pit road. Curtis Young holding serve behind him. Shane Parrish, Mark Jackson, and Gary Sexton all came out in the order they went in.
Thank you for that update. Do want to remind our fans that you are watching the Zach Duba GoFundMe 150. Again, fans, Zach Duba came down with a serious, sudden medical condition a couple weeks back. At the age of 25, had a stroke, has been flown to the hospital. He's having to have many surgeries. He's got a family with a young 4-year-old daughter, and they have a GoFundMe account set up. Make sure if you got an extra $1, extra $5 laying around, or if you've got an extra 100, and you've got a big heart and you want to help this family, we definitely encourage you to go to the Zach Duba GoFundMe page. If you haven't heard about GoFundMe, it's a very professional, very highly respected organization that helps people get together, organize to collect funds for people in need for many different reasons. We've done that a couple times here with Domino's TYJ Racing, and it's about the people that have the need. It has nothing to do with us. We get zero, absolutely zero from any of this kind of charities that are given. It all goes straight to GoFundMe, and it's given to the Zach Duba family. So we do encourage you to donate if you can, and we're happy to have them as a sponsor on the race. Obviously, we did not charge them a penny. I know Zach Duba personally, and it's really touching my heart, hoping that some of you fans can donate like some of us have already. So what are you looking for now in the second? Almost, we got about 55 laps to go here, James.
Well, pace car's pulling off there, and Dave Washington's getting a huge jump. Curtis Young tucks in right behind him, and they all pretty much get single file. Oh no, we've got a car turned. Oh, Gary Sexton got into the number 3 of Mark Jackson, and he spun around like a top, Robert.
Yeah, I was just watching that on the restart as you were calling it. It looked like these guys are diving for that low lane as quick as they can on the restarts, and that's exactly what Mark Jackson was trying to do. Gary Sexton was right there, just barely made contact. It looks like the 66 also of Ralph Vandervorst got involved. Hopefully not too much damage.
Yeah, wow, I tell you, these trucks are on a banana peel as you're going into the corner there, so it don't take much to turn them around.
That is true, and at this time we are going to take a quick final commercial break, fans. You are watching the Zach Duba GoFundMe 150 from Five Flag Speedway in Pensacola, Florida. We will be right back.
Did your little storm knock out the power? Well, excuse me for not noticing.
Hate to disappoint you, old man Winter. Better luck next time.
If the power goes out, your Generac standby generator goes on automatically.
Down trees? Flash floods? Is that all you've got?
Stand up to the threat of outages with Generac and never feel powerless.
Welcome back, race fans. We just got the green flag for the restart here on lap 102. You didn't miss anything. Dave Washington took the lead as he's had it. And Curtis Young got right to his bumper again as we got Shane Parrish also running third here. Another great restart for Dave Washington. I'm wondering, James, if anybody's going to have anything for him. I think there's a chance as this race gets a little bit further down.
Yeah, we're just coming up on 45 laps to go here. And what I'm looking at now is I'm watching the 81 truck of Shane Parrish. Taking a slightly different entry in the corner, a little bit higher. Looks like he's getting a run off, but the question is he giving up too much on entry to make it up coming off the corner there?
Yeah, don't look now, but we have the number 2 of Blake Griffith. He's one of the new drivers in our series. He is in that JTM Motorsports aligned remote controls Chevrolet Silverado, exact same paint scheme as his teammate, Tim Rangers. He is up to 4th right now. Looks like Blake started in 13th, so he's having a great run tonight. If anything happens up front, he can sneak in and get a win. I think this is his actual only second start in the Domino's TYJ Racing Den and Fender Series.
I tell you, he's having a great run. He's sitting back and waiting for his opportunity. Looking behind him, the 6 of Gerald Campbell. He started 21st. He's actually just gotten around Blake Griffith into the 4th position here. He's our biggest mover of the night right now, up 17 positions.
Yes, he's having an incredible run. It looks like William Roberts Jr. was involved in one of those accidents earlier in that number 12. He's up to 6th, so he's had a great rebound from that incident. Most of these trucks are going to have a little bit of damage on them, except for maybe 1 or 2. The 66 of Ralph Vandervorst, he is also having a great run in 7th. And we have Tyler Roberts in 12th here. Looks like Tyler is 3 laps down here.
Yeah, we've got 9 trucks on the lead lap right now. So Mike Donahue is in the 700 is the last car on the lead lap there. You got Chad Payne is only 1 lap down. I know he's praying for a caution to come out and grab that lucky dog.
And he just got into the wall. Judd Danielson just got to the back of him. Unfortunately, no caution. But that's definitely going to put some more damage on the 85 Domino's pizza truck, and a little bit of front end damage and rear end damage on the number 9 Office HQ.
Well, I'll tell you, Rob, when you're sitting in that position and you're hoping for the lucky dog, and he's the only car on that lap right now, the last thing you want to do is be the caution.
Exactly. So actually, it's a good favor that the caution did not come out, because if it comes out now, hopefully he can benefit from it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm taking a look up front here. It looks like David Washington and Curtis Young are stepping out on the field here. And you got David Washington out to almost 0.6 of a second lead now over Curtis Young, and the closest behind him is Shane Parrish, another 2 seconds back. So these two are kind of running off into the sunset and looking to have their own little private race, a little showdown for all the marbles.
Well, I can tell you one thing I'm pretty sure of right now, James. All the trucks in the lead lap have got plenty of fuel to make it to the end of the race. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, as far as fuel goes, I mean, I thought tires were going to be more of an issue here than fuel was. I mean, we would have needed basically a splash to make it just on the original fuel in the trucks. Kind of like a Saturday night special. You go to the short track and run, and you know, you got what you got in the tank. We just about could have made this whole distance without stopping.
Well, right now the leaders are catching some lap traffic. Washington gets around the 9 of Chad Payne as Judd Danielson gets some more damage into the wall. Curtis Young gets through clean also. It'll be interesting. Looks like Judd Danielson just spun coming on pit road. Don't think it's going to bring out the caution. Unfortunate for him.
He's off the track on the apron. It looks like he collected a bit of the barrier there at the end. He's getting that truck straight to go down pit road, but he's got a considerable amount of damage.
Yes, sir. Sometimes when the wheels come off, the wheels come off. That happens to everybody in every race at one point in time. Unfortunately, tonight was not Judd's night. Looks like Shane Parrish was able to get past the lap traffic pretty well, so he's maintaining in third. And these trucks are definitely spread out quite a ways. William Roberts Jr., like you said earlier, he did get around Blake Griffith, so he's running in fifth in that number 12. Blake Griffith is running back to, sixth now in that number 2. Gerald Campbell, we talked about him a lot. He's in sixth now in the number 6 truck. That would be the veterans of foreign wars. Again, fans, we have a high respect for all military personnel, police fighters, firefighters, rescuers, you name it, past, present, and future in our military. That's what makes America great. Gives us the freedoms to do what we're doing tonight. It gives you the freedom to sit in your home and watch what we're doing and hopefully win a free pizza. So we're happy to see these kind of sponsors on our trucks.
Yeah, and as you were talking there, we just had a battle for the 7th position. Gary Sexton was able to get around Ralph Vanderhorst.
Gary Sexton was caught up in that previous caution, had to restart at the end of the line, so he's moved smartly up to the 7th, probably the 6th position now, as he's making the beeline around the 24 of Tyler Roberts, who gives him way because Tyler is a couple laps down. So Gary will be sitting in sights now on the 6th of Gerald Campbell, try to make up as many positions as he can before this race winds up in about 29 laps.
And that's our closest battle on the track right now. As Gary pulls it down, wow, he's into, oh my goodness, he's barely 2/10 back from him now, from about a second back. So he is making up time as he looks under him going into 3.
Yes, it looks like Gerald saw him coming, giving him plenty of room. Gerald knows that either Gary's got fresher rubber on his truck, or he just got a little bit less damage. I think Gerald's got some damage on the back of his truck than that number 6.
Yeah, Gerald got tagged in the left rear earlier, and he's been holding it down the best he can. But I think all that damage has finally caught up with him.
And here's a shocker. William Roberts Jr.'s engine just expired. He was running in 4th position. He lost his motor. He's getting the tow to pit road. So that is going to change up at least the top 5 positions. Wow, what a shocker.
Absolutely. That moves Gary Sexton up to the top 5 now. So talk about a charge at the end of the race.
And this makes me wonder some other things. Do any of these other front runners have any kind of front end engine, radiator, oil line coolers, transmission cooler lines that might let loose from previous damage that could be another shake-up here for the last 24 laps?
No, sure it can, Robert. I mean, this is short track racing at its best. I mean, you get into a little bit of damage and you think you're doing okay, and next thing you know, you got a cut oil line, or you got a tire going down, or so things can happen quickly here.
Well, I'll tell you what is happening quickly. It looks like the 94 of Curtis Young is cutting into the lead that Dave Washington, that 98 Toyota Tundra has. Last lap it was 4.5 tenths. It dropped to 3.5 tenths, 0.36 tenths on that lap. So either Curtis is stapling some of his tires, or Dave's just kind of taking it easy here. We'll see what the time drops to as they come across the start finish this time. It looks like it maintains at about 0.34 of a lead, but I think Curtis might be able to catch him here. Maybe put some heat on him. Passing him is a whole other story, though, James.
Oh yeah, and looking at the lap times here, it looks like they've both been running right in the 16.6s and 16.7s for about the past 20 to 25 laps, but I see a whole lot more 6s in Curtis' column than I see 7s in Dave's, so that's your difference in time right there as they're approaching lap traffic.
Yes, they sure are. It's going to be very interesting to see how they get around the lap traffic.
Now,
it looks like they... Go ahead.
We're about 15 to go here. Typically, your lap traffic will go high for these leaders, but it doesn't look like any of them are interested in moving up to let them by now.
Yeah, we've got the 72 up against the wall. It looks like the 70 of Tim Renders is keeping that low line. That lets Curtis Young get right to the back bumper of Dave Washington. So Dave's going to have to peek it to the inside of the 70. It looks like the 70 now is giving them plenty of room, but it has allowed Curtis Young to get right to his bumper. Another little love tap as they get...
Got a wreck right in front of the leaders.
We sure do.
Oh my. Yeah, I saw the 6 of Gerald Campbell in there, and I think
we're staying green. I think we're staying green though, James.
Oh my. Oh my.
So we've got 12 laps to go, and Curtis was all over the back bumper of the 98. Unfortunately for those two that were involved in that, they're going to be taken out. But we are staying green, fans. We're not going anywhere. You're not going to miss a thing. You should be on the edge of your seat like I am. I don't know about you, James, but Curtis is definitely going to bring some more heat here to Dave Washington to see if he can get around him.
Well, let's see what he's got in the tank. I'm sure if there's anything left now, 12 laps to go here, then he gets loose coming off of 4, and the gap spreads out a little bit. We're up to about 57 hundredths of a second now, so almost 6/10 of a second.
Yes, I tell you what, these two drivers leading this race are giving it everything they can. Like you said, if there's any juice left in the can, they are using it right now. David's hugging that white line coming off the corner.
Yeah, and Dave's got that truck settled right in. He just never looks out of control. Never looks like he's driving it too hard. With Curtis behind him is just the opposite. He's doing everything he can to get back to the back bumper of Dave Washington right now.
Yes, sir. When you're running second, that's what you got to do. I just noticed Curtis tagged the outside wall just a tad. I don't think it's going to hurt his truck at all. Matter of fact, he might have gained a little bit on that lap time. But the laps are winding down. We're going to have 7 to go as they come to the start-finish line here. And I don't see any other competition. Looks like the 81 of Shane Parrish is quite a ways back, so we're going to keep focused on the leaders here.
Yeah, we've got about 6 seconds back to our third place truck. So it really is. It just comes down to the 98 and 94, and who wants it more, who catches the traffic at the right place. If it does come into play, there are a few lap cars in front of our leaders here.
And Curtis is making a run.
Gets right to the rear bumper coming off of 4.
Yes, we're going to have about 6 laps left. And Curtis, like you said, got loose earlier, lost a lot of time, and he has tracked him back down. So that says a lot for both of these very, very talented drivers.
Yeah, good thing about these two guys out front is you know they're going to race as clean as they possibly can. But do keep in mind this is a short track, and you go short track racing. Part of I grew up in the Northeast with the modifieds, and we used to say the only way to pass was with the chrome horn.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I just noticed the 94 of Curtis Young got loose like we've seen 2 or 3 trucks do coming off of turn 4 at the start-finish line. I thought he had lost it, but Curtis Young gathered it back up. I think his tires are shot now. These trucks haven't been down pit road for quite a while, so with about 3 laps to go, it's going to be lap traffic, and Curtis is still making another move to catch the 98.
He is, and the 9 of Chad Payne there just actually came into play there a little bit, slowed Washington's momentum, which is allowing Curtis to get right back to him.
As Chad just grazes the wall one more time, and the number 2 of Blake Griffith, last thing he wants is to go another lap down, but unfortunately that's what's going to happen. I think that's just 1 lap down for Blake. He's having a great run in his second race, and right now it looks like it's all Dave Washington as Curtis Young did every single thing he could, and it's not over yet. We still got 1 more lap. Anything can happen here.
Yeah, we'll be coming to white flag this time around. The gap now is about 6/10 of a second, but and all it takes is 1 mistake, 1 misentry, truck getting a little loose, and this could all turn around as we just took the white flag, Robert.
Yes, sir. I tell you what, this race has been dominated by a handful of drivers, not to mention anybody other than Dave Washington, Curtis Young, Shane Parrish, Gary Sexton, some other gentlemen, but it looks like Dave Washington will get another win here in the Domino's 2IJ Dennis Fender Racing Series. Curtis Young has a great second place finish, and that was a great run for those 2 guys. I tell you what, we had some cautions, but that was a very exciting finish there, James. If you wouldn't mind going over the finishing order for us, I'll try to get these guys ready for for interviews.
Oh, sure, actually, and I'm just watching Curtis Young give our winner a little bit of a who's your daddy and congratulations on the backstretch. But your finishing order tonight, your winner, the 98 of David Washington. In second, the 94 of Curtis Young. In third was the 81 of Shane Parrish, had a great truck all night. And in fourth, we had the 17 of Gary Sexton. Fifth place was the 2 of Blake Griffith. He was your first truck 1 lap down. Followed up in 6th by Mike Donahue in the 700. 7th was the 6 of Gerald Campbell. Had a little bit of damage, which caused him to finish 1 lap off the lead. And 8th was the 9 of Chad Payne. 9th is a 24 of Tyler Roberts, and 10th was a 70 of Tim Rengers. 11th is a 72 of Ivan Garcia. 12th is the 66 of Ralph Vandervorst. 13th was the 89 of Giovanni Bramante. And 14th, the 12 of William Roberts Jr. 15th is the 85 of Judd Danielson. 16th is the 3 of Mark Jackson. Finishing 17th position was the 11 of William Davis. And 18th, the 15 of Andy Kessler. In 19th, we had the 16 of Kevin Fetty. 20th, the 33 of Vernon Margheim. 21st, the 76 of Jeff T. Martin. And 22nd, yours truly here in the broadcast booth. 23rd was Danny Rudy in the 25. 24th was the 77 of Craig Lerman. And the 7 of Ricky Lee did not make the start tonight. That's your finishing order here at Five Flags Speedway.
Thank you so much, James. Right now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our third place finisher for a quick word or two. He had a great run tonight. Shane started on the pole. He finished in third position. I'm sure he's a little bit disappointed, but we'll get his thoughts right now. Shane, this is Robert James in the broadcast booth. Congratulations. You had a great qualifying lap there. You ran great all race long. Didn't quite get the win tonight. Tell us how your race went and what would have been the difference for you to get in victory lane.
Well, I think the difference would have been there towards the end if I wouldn't have got a little too aggressive off 4 a few times and just about looped it and hit the wall there. But I want to thank CCR Racing for our setups tonight. Everything ran really good. Track was great. Just had to have a little more patience, just slow down a little bit, let it roll through the corners, and then get back on it. But I don't think I would have had anything for David up there. He was really, really fast. But it was a great time racing with the top guys up here tonight.
Well, I tell you what, you did. You gave that Serve Pro truck a great run tonight. It's always good to see you up front, especially with the pole there. Appreciate the shout outs. Thanks for being part of the series, and we'll definitely talk to you tomorrow night, I think, in our Top Shelf Cup race at Charlotte, correct?
Absolutely, and we want to thank all the fans for all of you, tuning in and listening tonight. It's great for y'all to be here.
Thanks a lot, Shane. We'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you what, James, I'm going to let you interview the winner here in just a minute. You know him really, really well. I'm going to go ahead and bring up Curtis Young is already in the broadcast booth. He was helping us out earlier. Curtis, I tell you what, you put on a real show there tonight, coming all the way through the field, actually from third to second. But there in those late closing stages of the race, Curtis, I tell you what, you cranked it up a notch. You went into a different gear. You got up to Dave Washington 2 or 3 different times. You almost lost control once. I saw you make an incredible save. Most guys would have not saved. Tell us how your race went, and again, congratulations on second.
Yeah, thanks. It was a pretty good race overall. I don't think I slipped out of the top 5 at all. Started in third, and I think the farthest I ended up back was fourth, just because I was in third and somebody stayed out on the pit cycle. So yeah, I gave it all I had to try and track down Dave. I'm not sure how hard he was running it there, but yeah, I gave it all I had and I couldn't catch him. He messaged me in the middle of the race telling me to do something a little bit different with my line. It seemed to help me a little bit, or not with my line, but just how to drive it, and it seemed to help me a little bit, but there's still no way I was going to be able to get by him even if I got to his back bumper. The only way would have been is if he got really messed up and checked up by a lap car, and I could have just kept on chugging, and then even then I don't think I could have held him off. So, but shout out to Zach Duba and Tyler Roberts for getting this show together, and you, Robert. I know Zach's not doing the greatest right now, but hopefully you get better. Not sure if he's watching right now, but yeah, that's about it. Pretty good race overall, and pretty surprised that we went green for as long as we did at the end there.
Yes, sir. We'd love to see that kind of racing, and congratulations, Curtis. Thanks for your help in the booth. This did work out pretty well. You and that Go Fast Energy Drink Dive Bomb. Chevy Silverado, another good run for you. Hopefully in our next non-points race, which will be coming up real soon, fans. I think it's at Rockingham. That's the kind of track you do not want to miss, and you do not want to miss Curtis Young battling whoever's going to be. He's going to be chasing down then. Thanks a lot, Curtis.
No problem.
Yes, sir, James. Bringing into the broadcast booth, or actually down in Victory Lane, you have caught up with our good friend Dave Washington. I'll let you do the interview.
Yeah, sure. I'm down here in Victory Lane with David Washington of the 98 truck. Pretty dominating run for you tonight. You want to walk us through your race?
Yeah, we walked through the race. It was a pretty good race. Believe it or not, this truck during practice yesterday actually came alive with the 2-tire deal. Once the fuel burned off a little bit, and I kept it with the 4 tires. Because I knew what the 2 tires would do, so I kind of just tried to stay on the 4-tire strategy to keep it kind of close. But yeah, I was talking to Curtis throughout the run there and just trying to get him to roll it a little bit better through the center to not lose so much on exit. And I just kept watching my mirror, just making sure he was doing it right. He was looking pretty good. I was hoping Shane and the other guys could have been up there with us at the end there. It'd have been fun.
Yeah, roger that, Dave. Roger that, Dave. I tell you, I'm looking at your truck here, and this is, I mean, quite fitting tonight. This tribute for Zach Duba and his family. You're running a Duba family GoFundMe 150 paint scheme here. I got Aegis and Chef Andy's on it as well. Who painted the truck for you? And I mean, could be more appropriate to put it in Victory Lane.
Yeah, most definitely. Crew Chief Andy, Mr. Kessler, painted up 3 identical trucks tonight. They had a little bit bad luck early on. But yeah, he does a heck of a job painting our cars for us, for the whole team. And so far, so good. And I'm glad we could show up tonight and show the Duba family, you know, how to put that paint scheme in Victory Lane.
Oh, sure. And I hear Zach is probably watching this race, so I'm sure it makes him real happy. You know, in his situation, anything that'll put a smile on his face is a good thing. Who'd you like to thank for your victory tonight? Who gets it done for the 98 truck?
First and foremost, thank Robert for putting this little event together. We're not used to running the trucks with these guys, so it was kind of a privilege to be in here with them to see what they could do. But big shout out to the Duba family. Hope he gets better soon. All Pro Broadcasting is my primary sponsor on the Cup car. Big shout out to him, and definitely all the guys at Aegis for keeping me on my toes each week.
Oh, great. Well, congratulations once again, Dave, on your dominating win here, and we'll see you tomorrow night in the Cup cars at Charlotte.
Yep. Thanks, James.
Thanks a lot, James. I do want to mention again, we give a special thanks out to All Pro Broadcasting. This wouldn't happen without Mike D'Amico, and we do want to encourage all you fans to make sure you go to the website, All Pro Broadcasting, and this race right here tonight, make sure you click subscribe. That way you do get the notifications every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday night, so you will not forget to be watching when you get a chance to win a free pizza, which tonight we do have another winner real quick. We had Susan Davidson from Richmond, Virginia. She texted in and picked Dave Washington from the get-go. I tell you what, I think she liked that Duba family GoFundMe paint scheme on that truck. And mentioning that, we do have real quick one more time our good friend Tyler Roberts to say a couple more closing words about Zach. All right, Tyler, anything else you want to tell us about Zach and what's on your mind?
Well, I just wanted to say that I really appreciate you letting me run tonight. I know it was an open thing, kind of, but it's been a while since I've raced with any of you guys, so I appreciate that. And because of Zach's deal and having his name on the race and all that stuff, I wanted to be a part of it and run his number. And I threw in the throwback Jeff Gordon paint scheme. Didn't have the race we wanted because of the computer issues I had about halfway through, but if he's listening, I just want to say hey and thinking about you. Even though I'm not home at the moment, we'll be in a few days. So.
Yeah, how far away from Zach and his family do you live, Tyler?
Well, when I'm at school, I'm about 3 hours away. So, but when I'm home, I'm just a few minutes away. So, but I got a week left, and I'll be home all the time. So, but yeah, it's far.
Yes, sir, but when you're home and you'll be there soon, you guys live close. I understand you and some other guys, Ryan Steinacher, another great guy. You've had some really good times with Zach in the past, and I tell you what, here at Domino's TYJ Racing, we're all going to be saying some serious prayers. We're going to keep Zach in our prayers and thoughts, and I got a feeling the good Lord is going to do some miracles here, and you guys are going to be having some more great times here in the near future. It might be weeks, it might be months, might even be a year or so, but I can see it happening right now.
Yeah, he's upbeat, and he pretty long road to go, but he's a tough guy. I mean, he's one of the toughest people I know. So if anybody, I mean, he can do it. There ain't no doubt about that. He's gonna be fine, and he's one of my best friends. So he's a good dude.
Yes, sir. Well, thanks, Tyler, for notifying me of this. I haven't been in touch with Zach myself in quite a while, and we're very honored and privileged to do this tonight. And hopefully he definitely gets some more contributions. Again, fans, make sure you go to the Zach Duba GoFundMe. We'll probably mention this a few more times during the year. And again, thanks, Tyler. And for any of the closing thoughts, Curtis or James?
That was a fun race. I'm happy I got to run it. Glad we're doing a couple more of them, and again, just shout out to Zach Duba and Tyler Roberts and anybody else who doesn't run on the regular that came out and ran tonight. Everybody else out there watching, and that's about it for me.
Yeah, Curtis just about summed it up for all of us. This night is about Zach and his family, and very, very honored and privileged to have the opportunity to at first race in the race, and then come up in the booth, and one wonderful event to be a part of, and glad to be with an organization that does take those types of interests to heart and to mind. Once again, that GoFundMe account is still open, so anything you can give, if it's $1, I mean, I'm sure the family appreciate it. Whatever you can do, whatever you can find it in your heart to do, and I'm just happy and proud to be a part of it and be able to support him and his family.
Yes, sir. Well, for James Ross, Curtis Young, Michael D'Amico with All Pro Broadcasting, bringing you all these incredible camera angles. This is Robert McFarland. Thanks again for watching, and make sure you tune in tomorrow night, Thursday, May 4th, same time, same channel, All Pro Broadcasting. We'll be bringing you the Top Shelf Cup race from Charlotte. It will be a crown jewel race, and it's going to be very exciting. A lot of fast drivers in that race. It'll be 167 laps, and it'll be your next chance to win that large free Domino's pizza. Fans, you have a great evening. We'll talk to you tomorrow night.